Hey everyone. I'm just going to get a link real quick. I think real fast I'm going to move my camera over just a little bit. It's okay where it is, but I would like it over just a little. There, that should be good. Oh, that's better. All right, let's see. Just going to give it a few minutes while we wait for some people to come in. Hello. How are you? Sorry for the dogs barking. We have a sick doggy downstairs, and so we have her in our kennel because she can't eat anything for 24 hours, and she's not real happy about it. And I have yet to find my um, uh, piece to my microphone, so I have to order a new one. You just wanted to see the happy mail. As you can see, I still don't have all my stuff put away. You should see that side of the room. That's even worse. We'll give it a couple of minutes, see if anybody else shows up, and then we'll do the happy meal. Oh, I got something in my eye. Let's see. I want to make sure I have all my stuff ready. I thought I did, but no, I can't find part of it. So we'll see. Oh, here we go. I will finish it tomorrow. So that is on my list tomorrow. It will be done tomorrow. Well, I don't know if anybody else is going to come in. So, it's been a while since I've been on. I took a little hiatus, just a few days, about a week, maybe two. I was working on a quilt for Miss Hetty there, and decided to start redoing my room. So I got involved with that, and I didn't want to go live until I at least had my walls painted. I have a feeling it's going to take quite a bit of time to finish it all up. I've got quite a few things to build, so it's going to be an ongoing process all summer, I think. But with that being said, I got some Happy Meal. I got my Mother's Day gift. So I gotta bring the thread. Hang on. I got a official 1950 featherweight. Now, why is 1950 so special? That's when Singer started producing the Centennial machines to be released in 1951. So this is an official Centennial machine. It's the one that they did for the 100 years anniversary. I got it off of Etsy from, let's see, Clovis Collectibles over in Canada. Is it Surrey? Betty, does that sound right? Surrey? British Columbia? Canada? It's from a person called Randy. And let me tell you, I got this in the mail yesterday, and that baby was packaged. It was kind of funny. We were laughing when we picked up the machine. It was in a Home Depot box, one of their packing boxes that you buy, and you could tell that they had used it for moving because it said beach towels and books. So, not real sure why they had their beach towels with their books, but they did. So with this, it came with the case, and it's in real good condition. It's got a couple of wear spots, like on the corners. The machine itself is in great shape. You know, there's a few scratches, nothing that can't be polished out. So, you know, I've got some things ordered for it. It came with a little wooden spool, and it actually came with the receipt that he had from when he purchased it last year. It came with the zigzag. What is that? The foot and all the little knobs for the different stitches. And it was really packaged. I mean, the box was full of peanuts. It had things on top of it and beside it, including the peanuts. And then this was completely wrapped with this like packing stuff. And then it was wrapped again with saran wrap to keep it nice and tight. It came with the seam guide, the original seam guide. Let's see. It came with, I have to look these up. I don't remember what this is. Let me go to featherweight.com so I can tell you the names of these. Featherweightshop.com. Then it came with the original foot, the hemming, another hemming foot. It came with Let's see if I can get these pulled up here. It came with 2 original bobbins, of course the foot controller. The one thing it didn't come with that I wish it had was the little felt pad. That did not come with it for some reason. They must not have had it. And I can tell you that I will be ordering the button attachment for it so that I can make fun little things for the button or for the thread. Let's see. It says parts and supplies. That should be another. Oh, I guess not. Let's see. Attachments. Then it came with the a package of the original needles, a ruffler, the needle threader, and let me see if I can find the names to all these other ones because I don't remember them all. So it came with the original presser foot, the seam guide. Oh, came with a cording foot. I know y'all probably won't be able to see it. I'll post pictures later so that of all the little different feet and things that came with it. So it came with a cording foot. It came with a narrow rolled hem foot. It came with an adjustable hammer, or himmer, not hammer, himmer. So that is this. Then it came with I don't know what this one is. It looks like I got 2 of them, but I don't think they're the same thing. So I know I got the rolled hem, but it's a thinner one. The ruffler, there it is. Oh, pin tuck. It came with a pin tuck. That's what that is. I was wondering. And then it came with the gathering foot. And, the zipper foot is the cording foot. Now, oh, and then the seam guide. So, and then it came with the little box. So I can tell you now, I will be ordering. The one thing it didn't have original was the one thing that it didn't come with was the what is that called? The bobbin case. That is not original. It does work fine. I've tested it. However, I've read things and have watched plenty of videos on them, and from plenty of technicians and people that work on these all the time. And sometimes, even though the bobbin case, they say that it's a direct replica, it isn't. So it's always better to get an original bobbin case if you can. So I will be ordering that. I'm also going to order the table extender that So Steady has. So yeah, I've been playing around with it. I can see why people like it so much. It's fun. I could have gotten a cheaper one. But at the same time, for the fact that this is the Centennial Edition, and it wasn't much more than the regular ones, I couldn't see not buying it. Because I almost bought one that was just a smidge cheaper because I didn't have to pay the huge shipping on it. However, and the tariffs. but all the tariffs and stuff are included in the price. I paid a total of $725 for this, and considering what it completely comes with, I don't think that was a bad deal. Also, the other thing that I'm going to be ordering for it is the spool adapter, and then this piece that goes on top of this featherweight. So yeah, it's in really good condition. The one thing that's taken me a little bit of getting used to is the locking of your stitch and back stitching. I've had another Singer before. It wasn't a featherweight, but it was like this. And so I know how to do the back stitching. What I don't understand is how the lock stitching part that I saw somebody do on a video. So I'm not real sure if you're supposed to do that or if you can just back stitch and go and not worry about it. So yeah, considering half this, like this is a completely separate piece. They have to order these. This doesn't come with the machine. Originally it did not come with the machine, it was a separate attachment. The ruffler was a separate attachment. All the big ones were separate attachments. And like I said, the one attachment that I will be ordering is the buttonhole one, because that one you have to have in order to make the little doily things that go on your spool cap. So, yeah. And besides, maybe I want to make a shirt with it and I have to have buttonholes. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. As of right now, this is the one that I'm taking on to my quilt retreat in September. And as y'all know, I said that I was going to be taking a sewing machine repair class, and this is part of the class. And so with these classes, you can either be certified in the recent machines, or you could be certified with the featherweights or antique machines. And I've decided to do the whole course, both pieces. And so, can't really do a machine repair for featherweights if I don't have a featherweight. How do you have pieces for a featherweight and not have a featherweight? Also, I found out that this was made in I just completely forgot. Was not made here. Was it? I don't think it was Ireland. Let's see. Let me look it up real quick because that's gonna bother me. So I'm excited to really start using it and start doing fun things with it. I can see why Lori Holt and everybody has one now. And I'm afraid I'm probably going to start getting more of them. But then I can just say, but it's so I can learn to take care of them. Scotland. This was made in Scotland. The case is from Scotland. And the reason why I know that is the case, the back hinges are different on the cases from Scotland and the UK than the ones that were done here in America. I think New Jersey and New Jersey and Chicago. I know Canada made them, United Kingdom made them, and here in the States. And I believe it was Jersey. But anyway, so yeah, there's, I would love, I have found one. I would love to have the original 1931 singer, the very first one that was previewed for the Chicago World's Fair in 1931. So I'm looking at getting one of those. They also have San Francisco Golden Gate one. They have the Texas Centennial one, the Chicago Century of Progress, which I believe might have been the Chicago World's Fair one. I'm not sure. And then the actual Centennial. So I said 1931. It debuted in 1934 at the Chicago World's Fair. So and that also has a special little seal. So usually these little seals here are red, except for the ones that are limited edition ones. So all the ones that I just mentioned, the Centennial, the Chicago World's Fair, the San Francisco Golden Gate, and the Texas Centennial ones all have special faceplates on them. So I would love to have an original 1934 one. I think that would be cool to have. So have the very first one, and then have one 100 years later. Well, what happened to the machine, Hetty? So speaking of the case, I am going to be ordering a key for it just so that I have it. Those are separate, different keys than the ones that were made from the other places. I believe the UK and Scotland ones, I know for sure have a different key than the US and I believe Canada ones do. And the only reason why I happen to know that is because when I was looking for them, I found somebody that was selling a key. Then I went on Featherweight after I got here. I went to the Featherweight shop and was looking at a bunch of stuff. And they actually have a key that is from the year, or from the Scotland. So yeah, they're all different. So yeah, that's my Mother's Day gift. So, so if anybody, all those of you out there that have one, I know there's a bunch, please tell me what my little stitch length thingamabobber here should be at to get a good 1/4 inch seam. I have it marked with my seam allowance, but the stitch, is it length, the stitch length, what that should be. I know if it's down all the way, that's your basting stitch, and then if it's up all the way, that's your reverse stitch. But Randy packaged it very well. The spool part he had screwed off and was placed in a separate baggie. Everything came in little baggies. The box came in a baggie. It was all wrapped up and then put in a baggie. This was wrapped up and put in a baggie, and then there was a little cardboard piece that was the exact size of the spool holder so that nothing would get inside of the machine. So that was taped over it. He had the bobbin winder set right so that it didn't mess up. So yeah. Now I did notice that my faceplate doesn't have the fun little scroll design that the other ones do. And I'm assuming that's because it was done in Scotland. I'm not real sure. And I can always switch that if I want to. If I want to swirly one, scrolly one, however you want to say it. Oh, that's on my wish list too. Is the cabinet shuttle. Um, where I would put all these machines, I don't know. I just keep telling my husband that they're investments because they hold their value. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Um, but real quick, I'll just show you the cute little spool that came with it. Now, my case does not have this drawer that sits down on the top. It has this side drawer that slides in and out. So here is my little. It's J&P coats, 150 yards, 6 cord, and then the number 50 at the bottom. Let me see if I can. Maybe this will work. Let's see. Let's fold it over. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? I just thought it was cute. So until I get the pieces where either I get the doily and a smaller thing of thread, or I get the thread stand, until I get the pieces that I need, so that I can use the thread on top, I have to use my big thread stand. I'm not enjoying that with this tiny machine, so you have that treadle. It's nice. I can tell you I'm not enjoying the big thread stand with the teeny tiny machine. Also, I think I'm having an issue with my bobbin case. I think it's too tight. It's really hard to get the thread through around it, and I did loosen it just a bit because the first time I put it in and I tried to sew, the thread broke. It was so tight that it wasn't able to pull the thread through. And it seems to be okay now. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just the way they do them or what, but it's super, super tight. All right. So let me adjust my thread here so that it will work. I gotta pull my machine over. It's so small. So I have two options. I could do the table extender, or I could get one of the tables that they make. I believe it may be a lift table. I can't remember offhand, but it is made directly for the featherweight, so that it sits down in it, and your table becomes your bed. I haven't quite decided yet. So I'm gonna post a link in the chat. I found this block that was who is it? Let's see. It is called Coffee Mug Block. It's inspired by the block that Moda did for one of their quilts. The person's name is Dandy Dyer. And so she shows you how she made her block. It's part of a quilt along that she did, and she gives you all the measurements for her block. Shows you how you can make it your own with scraps instead of buying a pattern if you just want to make the block instead of the whole quilt. Oh, I think my hubby got home. So I decided that I needed to oops. There we go. Okay. I needed to make a little, like a coaster mud rug thing, because I'm always drinking coffee and then I spill it and it gets all over my table. So I just had some scrap fabric. And by the way, we have named my machine. As y'all know, I name all my machines Star Wars names. And since this one is black and I have an Obi-Wan, we've decided that this should be Anakin. So his name is Anakin. All right, so, and then I give you the measurements because she gives them to you. But I do have it somewhat laid out. You know, it got a little confusing because I decided to add some pieces and I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to do the handle first and let's see how she... Oh, the other piece I'm going to order is for the foot pedal. So I'm having an issue with the fact that you have to press the button. It's not a whole foot pedal situation. On Etsy, and I don't know if you can get them on that quarter shop or not that quarter shop, featherweight shop or not, but there's these things that you can slide onto your pressure foot and make them like a regular pressure foot. So I just need to take a quick look here. Okay, so we're doing a stitch and flip. And I don't know if I can actually get this in there. It's such a weird angle in my... I'm going to take my seam thing off for just a second. All right, and all I'm going to do is sew straight up from the bottom left up to the top right. And see, that's another thing. My thread keeps coming out once every so often. I'll get it all figured out. I probably just didn't have enough thread pulled out. I'm also ordering some more bobbins. Because 2 bobbins is not going to work for me. All right, here we go. I think. I always have an issue with my foot pedal. All right, here we go. All right, we got that done. And I would chain piece, but I'm just not fast enough on this machine yet. So that's the first piece of my handle. And yes, I'm using Star Wars fabric. Now, I don't know if I'm actually going to, I'll get the block made, but I don't think I'm going to get just batting and stuff done on it in the quilting. I'll probably do that on the next like video or something. Because that's just too long. And I don't know if I'm gonna. Gotta tighten my thing down. Okay, here's the second part. It's very quiet. Okay. And my next stitch and flip. Okay. I might have this piece wrong. For some reason, it feels like I do. Let me check. Yes. I'm live. What can I do for you?
Oh my God, you're using it.
I'm live. What
I
do you
know.
need?
Oh, I wanted to
Every
count it.
time.
I wanted to count it. Yeah.
I'm busy.
Do you need more?
No.
How does it run?
It's fine. I'm just having a difficult time
Okay.
getting everything situated.
Looks he's on his way back to winter now.
Jaden? All right. Apparently, I need to push this back just a smidge because it won't let me line up my fabric, guys. All right. Sorry about that. So, if anybody knows how to do the lock stitch, let me know. Because I feel like I'm, and please tell me if I'm going to get faster on this because it feels like I'm going so slow. All right. So now I need to cut the stitch and flips, and then I'll sew these three pieces together after I trim them up. And I did I did test the bobbin winder, and it works great. Like I said, everything works great on this. It's just a couple of things, and it just might be the way I have it set because I'm not sure where to set everything yet. So please share your tips and tricks. I'm gonna move my scissors. Where did I put those babies? I don't know. I just have my mat right here. For some reason, it seems like this is running just a smidge different than my other one. So, like I said, it might just be something that I have to get used to. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna fold these over. That goes to the top. this goes like this. That goes to the bottom. I decided to pick something and test it out before I finished up your quilt, Patty, because I didn't want to mess it up. And if I'm not feeling very comfortable with this by tomorrow, then I'll probably just switch machines and finish your quilt. Because the last thing I want to do, I'm so close to being done. I just have those 3 seams or whatever it is to sew. I think I have 2 blocks and 3 seams, and I'm done. And I don't want it to get messed up. All right, so I do know that this goes on top, so we'll go ahead and sew that. Then this is on the bottom. Oops. Like I said, this is all scrap fabric, so I decided to do something that, if it messes up, it's not a big deal. I hope everybody's had a good summer so far. Last couple days have been kind of chilly. It finally warmed up again today, but we set it off in the 60s. Do that seam just because it doesn't seem very stable. Back stitch, maybe that'll help. Now, I did see where, of course, they have the little thread spool thing, dolly, flower, whatever you want to call it. And then I also saw that they have a little quilted piece that can go over this, so that when you close it, that screw isn't nicking your plate. And then I saw a cute little case that you can make for it, and you can take it and travel, which I think might be a good idea, because I don't want to do any more wear and tear on that one than I have to until I can get it fixed, if that makes sense. Okay, so we got that piece, and I got this piece done. Lay that there. And now, this real quick. I'm going to sew the top. The top of the handle, the middle part. Make sure I got that right. Let's see. There we go. Uh-oh. I think it's going to be a case of the more I use it, the more relaxed I'll be using it. If that makes sense. Why is it oh, because I don't have any thread in my needle. See what I'm saying about the thread? And I don't know how to fix that. So if you do, let me know, because I don't know what's going on with that. I've re-threaded it. It's threaded right. I literally went step for step watching somebody just in case I had done it wrong. But it threads just like my other one did. No. All right, let's try this again. So that goes there, this goes here. No, that's fine. I had it in reverse. I think once I get that piece for the foot cuddle, I think things will change a lot. I'm really having an issue pressing that down. Okay. The spider, what's that? Hey, what's a spider? I mean, I know what a spider is, but what are you talking about? And if it looks like a spider, I'm not going to be using it because I don't like spiders. I have arachnophobia. But I'm getting better. All right, we got, oh, I think I sewed it wrong. I should have flipped it and I didn't. So we'll see. I don't know if this is going to work. I may have to redo it. Okay. See if I can get this figured out. I had it laying right. I don't know. Oh, that's what I did. Silly me. I put it on upside down. All right, let's try this again. Oh, a thread bunny. Got it. Yeah, I might do that too. It might be easier for me. All right, we got that piece ready. Okay. Now I need to sew the last piece on for the handle. What I need to remember is to put it back into sewing. I think I'm gonna rethread my machine. There's something going on here. Huh. Apparently I had a looks like I had a piece of thread stuck. I'm thinking I really think my bobbin is too tight. But I do plan on getting a bobbin tension guide thingy. Um, because I think that bobbin is just too tight. And I'm afraid to keep messing with it. But if I keep breaking threads and getting it stuck like that, then I'm gonna have to. Because it should not be doing what it's doing. No, don't get me wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with the machine. I think it's internally, I think it's probably either the bobbin or the fact that I'm just not used to sewing on it. Or a combination of both. Who knows? Okay, let's get this bobbin thread back up, shall we? I did see that it says you're supposed to hold the thread, but I find that weird. And I feel like I'm doing something wrong when I'm holding the thread. All right, let's sew this now that we got that all taken care of. But like I said, if anybody knows anything about these, you have any suggestions, for anybody that watches this later on, let me know. So. I don't feel like I'm sewing straight either. But it's working, so. All right, and it's done. Now, I'm just gonna go through and do all my stitch and flips. So that I do not have to worry about them. Well, that one went pretty good. Maybe I'm getting the hang of it. I feel like I'm sewing for the first time. No. I forgot I was using a tone on tone. But even though it looks like I'm sewing crooked, I'm really not. It's a perfectly straight line. Might just be the fact that it's a smaller stitch. I don't. All right, let's sew that again, since I decided to sew it on the wrong side of the fabric. Jeez. If I don't get this done tonight on the live, it's fine. I just wanted to sew on it a little bit so I could see how it's sewed before I worked on the quilt tomorrow. And I think as long as my lines are marked, I think I'll be good. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of thread. All right, there's my other 2 stitch and flips. And I have one more set. I think I'll get the coffee cut, the mud part done, but I'm definitely not gonna get the quilting done. And I'm not gonna get this mud part done. I'm gonna make a note. Remember to put stitch back. So that, I remember. Miss Fairy, why are you tippy tapping around? I'm gonna flip this baby around. And, uh-oh, get my other stitch and flip. Make sure it's sitting right. All right. Okay, now I just need to cut my stitch and flips, and I can sew the center part of the cup together, and then I can. Uh-oh. Okay, all right. Now everything should go pretty fast. Now, just fold these down. So, how I changed this was, you usually have 3 sections, a top, a middle, and a bottom, and then you have your saucer. However, I decided to have the center, 3 pieces, then I have a thin strip at the top of a white tone-on-tone, and then at the bottom, I have a strip of the white tone-on-tone. So it looks like, you know, the lip of the mug and then the bottom part of the mug. Now, the only thing I'm not real sure what I want to do is, Prairie, go lay down. Let me turn this fan on. She might be too hot. The only thing I'm not sure if I want to do is, do I want to use wait. Do I want to use the Star Wars fabric with the little peeky blue Darth Vader? Or do I want to use my white tone-on-tone fabric that I have for the saucer? I don't know what I want to use, so I thought I would ask everybody. Okay. So let's start putting strips together. And hope that this turns out the way I think it is. You said you could make it your own, so we're gonna see. We got that set, and good. I know I wanted to keep the block size as close to the original size as possible, so that every other piece would fit. And I did a much brighter white tone than what the Star Wars fabric is. Kind of differentiates the look of the cup. I'm not real sure if that's gonna look good. We'll have to see. All right, next piece on. Now we're wrapping it on. My dog wants something. Hurry, you can't get my lap phone. Just a little. And hard. Okay. That's done. Are you kidding me? I got to find my sorry, you need to move, honey. Where mommy go? Oh, here we are. I think we're gonna finish sewing this center part and the side part, so y'all can get a somewhat basic look at what it's gonna look like. And then I'm going to call it a night. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I have the tone on the rest of the cup, you know, at the top and at the very bottom of the cup. So I thought it would be kind of nice to have the tone and tone white as the saucer. But because that Star Wars is so prevalent, I wasn't quite sure if that was gonna look all right. Not that it matters because it's mine. I'm telling you, I'm 0 for 3 on sewing right pieces together tonight. The right pieces, they're just upside down. Like I completely forgot how to cook. That wasn't a complicated block. All right, let's try this again. Jeez. Because my brain has decided that it is not going to cooperate with me tonight. That piece just does not want to stay. Just pressing the seams, and we've got 2 more pieces to put on for the cup part. And that'll also give me a chance to press this too before I finish it. And I'm thinking I'm probably gonna go live tomorrow, but I'm not sure. Depends on how much I get done. That one's upside down. I'll fix it later. All right, so. Okay, I need to put this one next. Mhm. All right. You're just being unique. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's mine. Now for the handle. Okay. This is what it's looking like so far, guys. I like that's gonna bother me. I gotta fix it. Because I know myself. I'll forget. I can tell you this much. I just realized that I need to make sure that I'm coming over a little further over when sewing these. Let's try this. I just seam come apart. I actually have two seams come apart. That's okay. I just need to fix this so that it's not upside down. Or actually, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna sew. It'll just be unique. If it was for a gift, I would definitely pick it apart. But it's not, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Sometimes you just have to teach yourself not to worry about it. Sometimes the OCD kicks in and they worry about it. All right, let me sew this piece. You're good. the last couple of pieces, shall we? What is wrong with this? I'm not liking this fabric no more. Let's see if that works. I'll fix that later. So there's the cup. And then it'll be straight when I press it. And then it'll have smoke coming out the top, and then it'll have the side pieces on it. But I'm gonna call it a night, guys, because I'm starting to get frustrated, and that's not good. So thanks for everybody that came in and chit chatted, and I will see y'all next time. And hey, your quilt's next. Bye, everybody. Oh.